we're going to move on to a singles match. It's versus Himeka. Absolutely tremendous match. Two big ladies just slapping me. Like, dude, just the power between these two was absolutely phenomenal. I'm just gonna say Chi because I wrote it down that way for abbreviation while I was writing. Chihiro gets a knee bar on Himeka, but Himeka just getting to the ropes. But the way Himeka sells and the facials, and I'm weirdly depressed this lady is retiring because she's such a tremendous seller. Her facials are second to none. The way she puts her in a knee bar early, and you feel like the way she has desperation on her face, you feel like, oh, this girl could tap out right now. It's those kinds of things, and just the absolute perfection in this match from both these women. But it was very dominant performance by Chihiro. I really found. There's a great spine buster by Chihiro, and then she applies the ankle lock right after him. But again, that struggle and Himeka just crawling, but gets to the ropes. I can never say nothing but good about her, her selling bit and her in ring. The rest of it's amazing. It's just amazing. But it's that. The Shawn Michaels of it all. He's the one person you could always say that's the bar of somebody that sells is Shawn Michaels, and how perfect he could sell for anybody. It didn't matter, and she just has that ability that just that desperation, and I love it. In the end, huge power by Chihiro, but she only gets a 2, and she goes back to the ankle lock, and then turns it into the way Siri did and sat down like a Boston Crab. She sits down the same way, but single leg, but with the ankle lock still applied, in a single leg crab. And Himeka has no choice and just taps out. Absolutely tremendous.
Yes. No, you're absolutely right. I definitely felt that this match was just Chihiro being dominant. Himeka did absolutely everything she can, and she did have moments of offense in this match. But even though Chihiro is very, very much a power lifter, very obviously by her build, but she did give up some height to Himeka being just a beautiful Amazon princess there. But the Hashimoto, very, very, very experienced with that technicality, transitioning a move that Himeka was trying to do on her into I think it was an abdominal stretch. Instead trapping Himeka in there. I felt that was just so good, because someone so short and just compact like that, you wouldn't think that there would be that level of flexibility or just almost snake-like that she could do. She was very, very surprising on that one. The Boston Crab also that Himeka managed to apply on Chihiro, also extremely good. She's always been very, very good at those. I've always loved seeing her single leg variation better than the double, but this one was still incredible. The wrist control that both of these women had on each other, not giving the wrist control by both of these women, pulling each other up to strike each other back and forth. It was absolutely amazing. Huge show of strength, but also super, super smart on their part, because let's be honest, they know they're the powerhouses. They have to beat the holy heckin' crap out of each other to get to a point where they can do any kind of move on each other at this point. But yeah, the submission of Himeka, I was rooting for Himeka. I really was, but with her retiring, we know how Japan usually is in these kind of situations. It's not sentimental here, where we send off the vet with a win and they, we love you, we won't forget you kind of thing. In Japan, it's very much so, you're retiring for a reason. You're going to help showcase the people who are kind of taking your spot kind of when you are gone kind of thing. And though I objected to it at first, it makes realistically more sense that the person leaving would not be kind of winning these kind of matches. That also being said, Chihiro freaking earned that win.
Oh, by
100% won that ring. Her calling out, sorry, finally, at the end of this match,
Mhm.
challenging her for the April 23rd show. That show is going to be absolutely stacked. Seeing how Chihiro is striking in this match against the strikeability of Suri, I think we're gonna like see another, like finally another layer of Suri coming out of this red belt kind of seriousness that she's going to bring into Chihiro, and I cannot wait for it, my friend.
Yeah, that match is going to be absolutely phenomenal. Like the way
Mm-hmm.
like Chihiro was saying shit, like she said, like I love the way she did say something. But as Himeka was leaving, she says to the crowd, "You guys misunderstand what strength is. It's opponents." Sure, exact words were, "It's opponents like that," like referring to Himeka,
Mm-hmm.
like saying the strength in the like. She's like, because I just, it was like a sign of respect towards Himeka in that phrase. I was like, oh, that's great. And just
Mm-hmm.
bringing Suri in, and Suri's line of, "Is it finally my turn?" I was like, that's cocky as fuck. I really like that. And then actually, like Suri's the like she's the one saying she wants the match, but then Suri's the one like, let's fight on April 23rd. Then she's the one that brought up the 23rd at Yokohama.
Mm-hmm.
Just absolutely awesome. And like
Mm-hmm.
Hero says, let's find out who's the strongest. And Suri says she will beat her. And Hero says, you will not shine in my ring anymore. I was like, oh, that's a line.
Mm-hmm.
That's a line right there.
Yes, these two are going to have an incredible striking match. I cannot wait for it.
And we move on to the Wonder of Stardom title match. Like, holy heckin' crap.
What a match.
Yeah.
What a
These
match.
two just beat the living crap out of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Hazuki
Mm-hmm.
literally stomping the face of Saya Kamitani at one point. Like,
Ouch,
dude,
kibbles.
it was just this so much stuff. Like the Michinoku drivers, the Fisherman drivers, the Star Crushers, whatever you want to call them in this, dude. The trades offs of those moves, it was just, dude. Oh, there was so much. I have so much trouble talking about all the different because there's so many great spots. There was a spot like that, the
Pick
lung
a
blower
few.
out of the corner by Hazuki. Oh, like I'm calling it the Shattered Dreams lung blower until somebody gives me a name for that move, because she sets her up in the Shattered Dreams and then hits a lung blower. And then follows it up with an MX right after. Shout out to Bushi, man. If you and your love of Bushi, hits an MX off the top. Dude, the brain buster she hits, like shout out to Ishii right there, dude. But Saida just kicking out of all these great spots. Huge,
Saida.
or Saya Kabatani. I'm sorry.
Other Saya.
Yeah, other Saya. Sorry. You can understand my love for Saida.
Wishful
Beautiful
thinking.
Frankenstein from Saya Kamatani, and
Mm-hmm.
then gets a backslide and then slips it in and hits a Kamagoye, Kota Ibushi style, and just both women just collapse. Man, it's just like the end of it. Like she hits a Star Crusher in the corner. Saya Kamatani hits a Star Crusher in the corner, goes up to the top, hits the Firebird Splash. Hazuki kicks out just before a three. So Saya Kamitani stands up and hits two more Star Crushers. This is like Star Crusher number 7 and 8 of the match, I think.
Yep.
And finally puts her down and gets the win. That was insane. Before we get to the
Mhm.
post match, what are your thoughts on the match itself, Mel?
Oh, this match was absolutely off the chain. Hazuki was absolutely brutal, and like that's just what we've come to know of her in the tournament. I love Yvonne would be so happy to see her entrance kimono back for this one. Big show, big intro gear. Um she looked incredible. New gear also, I believe. I hadn't seen that kind. It almost looked like galaxy style print that she was wearing. Looked absolutely incredible. Hazuki though, those kicks that she was feeding um, Kamitani all throughout the match, totally stiff, unacceptable, not necessary. Um, Yeah, I really, really enjoyed this match. Just heavy hitting, exactly what I expect out of a championship match with these two.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal. Then we get to post match. Like Saya Kamitani gets in the mic. She says her next defense will be April 23rd at Yokohama Arena, and she said
Mm,
it's going to be against Mina Shirakawa. Which I
mm.
went, oh, when I saw Mina walk out, I'm like, yes, yes, thank you, God, yes. Like she's fine, and she's Saya Kamitani's finally gonna lose the white belt to my girl Mina Shirakawa. I can't wait. I can't wait. Mina makes her way out. She says, "Isn't it a little late to be nominating me?" Like really kind of bitchy, and I absolutely am all about it. Like she's saying, I don't know the context. She's speaking in Japanese, but I really want to say she was being condescending when she said, "Thanks for letting me challenge." I feel like that she said it in a bitchy way. Just I don't understand the context when they're talking in Japanese.
I mean,
Um,
her body language kind of gave that part away.
yeah, she said she didn't lose in Hiroshima because in reality she didn't,
Nope,
because it was
her
getting her
face did.
jaw broken.
Yeah.
She says her life came to a halt while Saya kept winning and wrestling. Uh,
Mhm.
you don't know. She says, "Do you know how that felt? You don't." And then she tells her to try to do a proper Phoenix splash. I was like, oh. And,
Bazinga.
and then she says that April 23rd, will it be your chin? Will it be your teeth? No, I will break your heart. Prepare yourself. I was like, oh. And then Saya gets back on the mic. She said, her heart, if you can break it, Mina, go ahead. The Golden Phoenix is completely back. And that's a perfect
Mhm,
wrap up to the story that commentary and people have been telling with this, that
mhm.
she's this person that's felt broken since she hurt Mina, since she broke Mina's jaw, that she's been not all there. And her saying, I'm completely back is her like saying, you, I'm ready to crush you. And I'm like, yes, I want this match more than anything now. I'm so excited. And I there's no hiding it. I want Mina Shirakawa to win the white belt. I really do. I love me some Mina Shirakawa. And I really think it's her time to hold that white belt. I really, really do.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, this was a fun one. Yeah, I'm very excited to see the showdown between Mina and them again. Um, you know, there's not much more to add on to that. I mean, the story itself is just absolutely incredible. I'm looking forward to seeing if Mina can put her money where her new fixed face is.
Hey, it looks great. So hope probably should probably